Dukes of Weebdom.
Episode 59. A day late and still no Chainsaw Man.
I know.
Unfortunately.
Big sad.
Hey.
Did we talk about the last one? I literally had this existential crisis earlier when I was reading manga, actually, and I was like...
Oh, we didn't, actually.
I don't think we did, because I didn't gush about Quan Chi.
Yeah, but I was going to say, he did really good, though. We got, what, 5 or 6 in a row?
It was definitely like 5. The whole order switching, now I'm tapping back and forth. 9, 2, 26, 19, 12, 5. Yeah, I want to say like 6 in a row.
Nice.
Maybe more.
Fujimoto just fucking hamming the chapters out.
Yeah. I'll take it. Because they were also banger chapters. Like I didn't even notice he was like Russian.
I do love that Quan Chi's first thing she did when she walked in that room was just look right at Denji. Look at the other dude. Look back at Denji. I'm just like, I ain't about this life.
Well, after also the fastest no diffing of Katana Man.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
She didn't even have to go to him. He dashed to her and lost his head.
She's just like, yeah, I'm going to take this.
We'll just get this L real quick. Cool.
There needs to be more decapitated heads into this room.
Hit him with the Kishibe, stabbing like all down the nail fiend's body. That is the great part, though. Fucking Kobeni's brother holding up Denji's head is what finally got her to stop for a sec.
She just looks at it, looks at the dude. It's like,
Kishibe mentioned.
I assume, because
no,
who
it's
else would it
definitely,
be?
yeah.
I thought the same thing. I was like, yeah, it's definitely Kishibe.
Also, we finally got the answer of why the hell she's working with them. And it's to get the bodies of her lovers back.
Mm-hmm. Public safety just showing their evil.
Yeah, it's evil.
Their corruption. They're like, oh, Makima's out of the way now. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Let's take those bodies that she killed and hold them ransom.
Let's get rid of the dude that got rid of Makima. Because we're afraid of him. It's got to be the only reason, right?
Like how she's going to pretend to lose, too. She's just like, chop my head off for the sake of you guys and my girls.
I'll just say I lost you guys. I'll kill this guy quick. The doctor, you guys aren't going to say anything, right? Doctor's like, yeah, no, we saw nothing.
Does that mean they're probably blackmailing Katana Man, too?
With what, though?
I don't know.
Because Katana Man was part of the gang. Like,
I mean, it could be, like, more gang members, but he already lost his, like, the leader, his dad.
I was just going to say, was it his dad or his grandfather?
Sure his dad, or uncle or something.
It was an old dude, so...
So I don't think there's anything they could hold over him unless they're like, someday you'll be able to kill Chainsaw Man.
We'll give you a round 2. Round 2, fight!
Also, the world's most chill doctors.
Yeah, they're just like,
The chapter before this, I saw in, like, comments on Twitter. One of them pulls up a mug of coffee while drinking.
Dude, they're just, like, so 9-to-5ers, and they're just ready to clock out. It's like, it's like they're 9-to-5ers, and it's 6:30 on a Thursday, and they're just like, yo, I ain't get paid enough for this.
I'm definitely not dying when I'm clocking out.
What?
Oh, and that banger. Asa asking Asa asking Quan Chi if Chainsaw Man's stronger than her. Banger.
I'd say Quan Chi's right, but...
I also say Quan Chi's right. She's definitely stronger. But A, she can't eat you out of existence, and B, she's not as gruesome about it. Like, he's fearsome in 2 ways.
But then also the fact that if he decides to give up on everything again, then he would be the strongest, like when he fought the Daredevil.
Yeah.
Because Quan Chi ain't beating that.
I'd have to see.
You think Quan Chi would beat the full chainsaw?
I'd have to see.
The burger shop.
I'd have to
chainsaw,
see.
Not a chance.
I'd have to see.
Not a chance.
Mostly because I need to see how fast these people are actually next to each other, like actually depicted with each other.
I just don't see it happening. That Chainsaw Man was just out of control.
Literally jumped off the moon.
Yeah.
Or threw his heart from the moon, I want to say.
He did crazy shit.
One of the two. I'm pretty sure he threw his heart. Like, he ripped out Pochita and threw it back to Earth and then regenerated around it.
Wild.
That's
like, what's Quan Chi doing to that? She ain't doing nothing.
I need to see the speed.
Speeding.
I will live on speed.
I won't.
Because if she chops off his legs, what's he going to do?
Apparently regenerate one immediately.
And then chop them off again.
She's going to get tired.
That speed. And he needs that blood to keep regenerating.
I don't know.
He can't get that blood if he can't hit her.
There's just no way in that form.
But she has a form too.
But she's talking about Denji, though.
Yeah.
Denji is just not.
Well, no, she's talking about Chainsaw Man.
Well,
which would be the one that's on the news. The one people know.
I don't know. I don't think that anything Denji would do is gonna not touch anything that Quan Chi could do. Doesn't stand a chance.
I'm not sure he could hit her because just again the gap in training.
Yeah, but like the mindless one that was sitting in the fucking burger shop that Kobene was like.
I know, but like.
I just don't see anyone beating that Chainsaw Man.
I don't know. He can't touch Kishibe. Kishibe weaker than Quan Chi. Quan Chi also has a transformed form we rarely ever get to see.
Yeah, but Quan Chi...
which is ranged.
And like 9 other people had to roll up to the Gun Devil.
Yeah, the Gun Devil, they didn't bring the weapon hybrids for.
You're right.
They brought the Loser Squad.
You're right.
Well, I feel bad saying Loser Squad. There's some characters I like in there. But I think of...
Angel and Aki are in that squad.
I think of the 2 people that went to quit. Every single time I think of that group. So I think of the losers. But, in your defense, Makima rolled up with the weapon hybrids to Denji.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure Quan Chi was among them. I'm pretty sure she had all... Yeah. Yep. I remember because I saw a whole Twitter post being like, They can't represent angels. There's a class of angel missing. And someone interjected being like, aha, sir, that's the weapon hybrids. There's 7 of them for a reason. Fujimoto likes his Christian shit.
Apparently.
It was already like, the barrier to entry to understanding that was already over my head too. So I was just like flicking through with like mild curiosity.
It's like, yes, enlighten me on this.
Oh, these are a lot of... This is like when I tried reading the Iliad. These are a lot of proper nouns I don't know.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, it was a banger chapter. And I'm very interested in the Asa-Denji conversation that is inevitable at this point.
Yes. Though I wonder if they have to start hauling Denji out in pieces, because from the way the conversation's going, they're going to have to chop Quan Chi's head off and run.
Yeah, I think I talked about because he regenerated from the heart last time. So in this situation, do you just sew him back together and then he forms back together?
I think they were just going to try to push the meaty bits together and pull the drawstring.
Yes, it's like, how does this work?
Ooh, I wonder if they can ditch Katana Man now, too.
Well, yeah, he's headless. I don't think they're carrying his ass out.
Well, they would also just need to do the exact same thing for him.
It's also very convenient that the Nail Demon was also dispatched. So it's just Famine, Asa, and the Chainsaw Dweebs.
Famine was like nowhere this chapter, too.
I don't think she was in the panel.
No.
Maybe she was, like, just standing there.
I don't even think that much.
We're about to find out.
Yes, technically, because that's Famine there.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So she's standing in the background. Nope, not on that page.
She just
not
gone.
That page.
She just dipped.
She just
straight up dipped.
No, still nothing.
She gone.
Yeah, she's in the was that the second page?
Yeah,
in the back, standing there. But I mean, she didn't really have anything to add to the situation, so
I feel like she should have had something to add to the situation, but chose not to.
Yeah, well, she chooses not to add any kind of information. I mean, look at her face. She's not the information sharing type. She's the, I'm here to do my job.
Here to something Nostradamus prophecy, something.
Yeah.
Dark side.
something. Prophecy, something dark side.
Lord of fear.
Gotta train War and Chainsaw Man.
Something. My apprentice.
Wild.
Strawberry.
No. Yes. Wild Strawberry. From last week that we didn't get a chance to talk about.
Chapter 19. Bonds.
You know I never read chapter titles?
I do. Sometimes. Not every time.
Literally never in my book.
I didn't read it for Chainsaw Man, which I should have, because it was funny. It was like Denji Puzzle or something like a chapter ago.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, this one was fearsome. I want to say it was the one before this.
I would, if I was a mangaka.
Chainsaw Man puzzle.
If I was a mangaka, that'd probably be the hardest part for me. Would be having to name every chapter.
Tatsuki Fujimoto just picks his titles by going, what was my gag this chapter? All right, let's name the chapter after that gag.
I mean, that works, right? Because, like, some chapters, like, the title...
kind of gives it away.
Either gives it away or means something based off the chapter. And I'd just be like, I'd struggle bust this so hard. You just... I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Nope.
Or you could be Gege. Shibuya Incident Part 48. Shibuya Incident Part 49.
Code Games Part 2786.
Fearsome Womb Part 4. Hidden Inventory.
Sukuna runs the gauntlet.
Part 3000.
Part 8967. Ugh. But anyway, Strawberry Wilds.
It's a good chapter.
Yes. So
finally, it was like took literally halfway through the chapter to get to anything I wanted to talk about.
Yes, because I mean they were just kind of talking. It's just kind of like light banter at the beginning half of it. Wasn't really anything. I wouldn't say that lacked substance, but it was just like it's not. Nothing exciting to be like, oh my god.
Kind of like resolution chapter.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he sneezed out a little flower.
And then talked to his sister for the first time in the entire fucking... I don't think she even said anything when she had a body.
No, I don't think so either.
So it was literally like the first time she's spoken.
Did she pop... Oh, so relatable. And she popped out to say hi to the dog.
There you go.
Kyoto, best character.
Know how to win you over.
Oh, I love the little cute chibis of them all saying hi to Kyoto.
Oh,
too.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's nice. That's cute. But, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't remember what they talked about. It's been a little over a week since I read it.
Oh, to be honest, they're just talking.
Just chilling. It was really the end of the chapter that was like...
Talking about her being nervous, and then dorky me. I love the little hairstyle they made with the flower.
Yeah, so she's not coming out of his fucking nose all the time.
No, that's just cute. It's a cute look. And then it hard cuts to out in the distance somewhere.
Some higher ups in the funeral squad.
Yes, and then two people break off, go into their own little room.
And then sprouts a demon. Like, right out of his ear, it looks like.
So fucking cool looking.
Yeah, the fucking artwork on that demon flower sprout thingy is intense.
It's time to become the full Shonen Squad Shonen.
The fucking rows and rows of teeth that thing has.
At long last, it's time to announce the blooming. So this is absolutely where the Shonen formula is going to slide right in now.
Yeah, probably.
It's
inescapable.
Fine. I'm here for it.
No, yeah, Wild Strawberry is definitely here for the long haul on my part.
Same.
So.
I just like Kingo a lot. I like the characters a lot.
Yeah. Got your actual cool edgy dude in Makoto.
Yes. It reminds me of like kind of like Gachi Akuda's cast. Like it's just a nice, well-rounded squad.
Yeah, I don't know what happened if I fucking pressed some buttons when I wasn't looking on Shonen Jump, but like Gachi Akuda is like front and center on my continue reading, and I was like, I have no idea why. It's just like right there in the front. I was like, I don't think I've ever even read a chapter of this. It's just weird. You read Kaiju though?
Of course.
Oh my god. It was so fucking good. The amount of full page spreads in this, and just like, I think it was 2 double page spreads, or like, because I sometimes
it's like a pseudo one.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's it. It's like 2 full page spreads smacked together with the slash. It's still cool. And then I completely forgot too that his existence is not publicly known until now. Apparently, I know he like saved this little girl. I remembered her when I saw her.
So cute. Her standing up for Mr. Kaiju.
Yes.
With her little homemade kaiju doll, because again, he's not publicly known, so she had to have made that herself.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and then he has another full page spread.
Oh, it's so cute. She gave it little ab plates.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Now, even I'm like, you can't lose Kafka. Don't let this little girl down.
This panel, right here, this one.
Yeah.
I will take him down.
Actually, there's a little panel a little far back I like too. He's just kind of prepping up for the fight. Yeah, this one right here where he's just doing that little hop.
Oh, yes. The warm-up jump.
Yeah.
And then the last page, too. Defense Force style combat technique.
Just like Isao.
So good.
Papashi no Miya.
Yes.
And speaking of really good, the anime.
Very.
Yes. That monster fat looked nice and juicy.
So, especially early kaiju, I don't want to say that it's dropped off or anything, but like, most manga in the beginning anyway always step the art up like to the max to try and get that intrigue in. But there's a lot of like fantastic shots in early kaiju that I'm just hoping the anime can nail. I'm not saying that they haven't the first episode, but there's also...
they did in the first episode. That looked pretty nice. That dragon.
His first transformation, too.
Yeah.
When he's just sitting there. It was dope. So, I'm
very happy with it. The only times I'm not happy with it are the times it is standing still. Like anytime I see like like even just the splash art when you go to enter the episode, it has all the characters up top. They all look weird there. They all have that bean head palm, but when I'm watching,
Kafka does.
Yeah,
Kafka's bean heads.
Shinomiya, she's under one of the letters, thank God, on the header. But if you look through it, it's like, ooh, honey. Mm. But when I was in the episode, there wasn't a single time where I was like, bean heads. So I was just kind of like, yeah, this is good.
So I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna like going back to the whole part of kaiju when he's still hidden from everyone except for,
I could have taken like a whole nother year of that personally. Like I liked that.
Yeah, because it's like the mystery element. Is he gonna get caught? Will he? Won't
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna have to go into running, which I'm glad he didn't have to go into hiding for it. Like I like how they resolved it. I just wish he even dragged it out a little bit.
Or did get caught immediately, but at the same time, how he was shown to be it's like he needed to happen at that moment to save.
It was good.
So, but either way, the anime is going to be great so far. The artwork on him when transformed into kaiju so far, I mean, it's the first shot. They didn't really do much. Is fantastic.
My curiosity was once again spiked at a certain part of the episode. When the kaiju flies in the room, it says "found you" before going into him. Was it looking for Kafka specifically then?
I also was, because you know what?
Right when it said that, I was literally like on the couch, like,
I'm
going back to chapter 1.
Yeah, it's got to be in chapter 1.
I think it did say it in the manga too. I'm pretty confident.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, there it is. Is this? Yeah, I found you, and then right into his mouth. Interesting.
Dora was looking for him.
Dope ass fucking. So cool.
Like I love the way like the it's like debris coming off of him, like debris of himself coming off of him. Also love that picture of Mina with Bako.
Oh, at the very end, yes.
He's really good at doing chibis, gotta say.
Mm.
Some cute ass chibis.
Yes, so I am extremely excited to continue the anime.
Big same. My partner seemed to like it.
Nice, just seemed to.
Yeah. It's hard to tell this early into a show.
Yeah, exactly.
One of his comments though was for like Kafka. He's like, he's an older guy, but he's acting like just like a shonen boy. He's screaming so much. I was like, guess what? That part's not changing. Kafka's got that energy. He like me for real. Big dork.
Yeah, and it's whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Kafka as a
Big Sam
protagonist. It's doesn't always have to be teenage boys, you know?
Thank God.
This season's fucking stacked, though. There's so much good stuff to watch.
I'm just watching that in Pluto.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, we finally watched another episode.
Because this,
they're all an hour long, though.
Oh, each episode?
Each episode.
Yeah. There's, Spice and Wolf. All of the good
isekai quadrant.
Yeah.
You'd think they would space these out and have a good isekai each season.
They did do that one year. That it was literally like Slime was one, and then the next one was ReZero, and then it was Mushoku Tensei, I think, in a line. But now all three of those are in this same thing. Slime's already opening up great. Mushoku Tensei is just like, it's a core 2.
Yeah.
So it's still like tying up everything that kind of happened at the beginning of the first half, and then start and transition into the new stuff. But that transition period into the new stuff hasn't happened yet.
No.
And ReZero hasn't aired yet. And then Demon Slayer comes out next month too, and My Hero Academia. Right? Is this season? I'm pretty sure.
I'm behind them both.
I'm like 3 episodes behind on My Hero.
I'm an entire Demon Slayer season behind.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, May 4th for My Hero. And I think the week after is Demon Slayer. So, like, this season's just like, guys, chill. And then
Daddy, chill.
There's just a whole bunch of other stuff that people are saying are good, but I'll check those out. Maybe. I was watching one it's just a throwaway isekai. It's not even really worth mentioning. I don't even know what it's called. Just know it's on my continue watching. I've watched 2 episodes.
No, it's not Goblin. Fluffy Paradise.
No, it's not.
We keep playing with the idea of watching more Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah.
Because fun fact, it's Trigger. Something I keep forgetting, because when you watch it, you would not guess it's Trigger. You could watch that full first episode, and there's not a single time you'd be like, this is Trigger. Which, yeah, that is a selling point to me. Because I like Trigger, but I want Trigger to move out of their niche animation style.
Well, apparently they just did with Delicious in Dungeon.
If only I liked it more. But I want to keep trying it, because every week I'm like, I see more from the manga fans and the anime fans.
Have either you or your partner watched Parasite? The anime?
He started the live action. He's already seen the anime.
Yeah, so I was going to say...
Yeah, he started the new one.
It's pretty fucking good.
I think the entire concept of Parasite is gross, and I do not want to watch any of them.
It is.
I saw a Spider-Man climbing with his face tendrils, and I literally was like, and walked away. I was like, gross. So that's his show to watch on his own.
It was good. Korean TV shows are fucking on point, man.
They're on the come up in general, even movies.
Well, I think it's more like
the other Parasite, the one I watched.
It's more that it's on the come up of popularity, I guess, over here.
Or exposure.
Exposure, because it's always been there. So some of the K-dramas that my wife has been watching recently are older, and I just get sucked into just shit all the time. And then this new show that I've been seeing a lot. The visuals look good, but I've heard mixed things about the actual plot of called Damsel with Millie Bobby Brown, the girl that plays 11. Yeah, so a movie she did on Netflix called Damsel. It's about a princess and a dragon. I was like, the dragon looks dope, but that's some good fucking stuff. This is a random throwaway movie that I heard about, and I was like, I brought it up.
I just kind of want it to be that meme of the dragon being like, the princess doesn't want to see you, and the princess is like, thanks.
So there's a lot of stuff out right now to watch, and I just don't know where I'm going to find the time to watch the things that I am watching, let alone the things that have slightly piqued my interest.
I would say, be me. Ignore most of them.
I gotta watch some stuff. We talk about anime and manga here.
Yeah, my partner was even like, we can watch Kaiju right away if you want. I was like, dub first day. He's like, what?
Yeah, I didn't. So what happened was I didn't come on to watch it. I opened Crunchyroll that morning, I think it was Saturday, to watch Konosuba. That's right, Konosuba's the season 2. Oh my god, the first episode was hilarious. But you would need to see the movie because he has PTSD from what happened to him in the movie. But it's a comedy PTSD of what happened to him.
Season 2.
It's so good. I missed him so much. Kazuma, the best isekai protagonist. But anyway, so I went on to watch Konosuba. And I saw at the top the banner on Crunchyroll was watch Kaiju number 8 live, 17 minutes, and it was a countdown. I was like, oh shit, just enough time for me to watch Konosuba. So I watched Konosuba and then went to go watch it. But when I clicked on it, it was in the middle of its episode, so it was literally live. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. But so I didn't want to, I wasn't about to watch it from the middle, so I came back a few hours later and played the episode, and the first sentence played in English, and then I promptly switched it to sub.
The outro was just as ass as I expected.
I didn't think it was too bad.
That was pretty bad.
I didn't. But again, I don't really watch outros.
Sappy, sentimental garbage that doesn't match the tone of Kaiju at all.
I will say, too, that at least I'm going to make an assumption here. Correct me if I'm wrong. But do you base a song's goodness level based on the lyrics and or what they're saying in the song? What a little
bit of both. Especially if they're going to put it in English. I'm going to listen to the lyrics, and if they're ass, I'm not going to be like, it's fine.
See, I don't give a fuck about the lyrics.
I do.
For anything in terms of lyrical thing, I just look at it as another instrument. So I don't care what the words are actually, how they can join together. As long as the octaves of it go well with the instruments, because I mostly listen to a song for the instrument side of it.
It's a pie chart, because I definitely have songs where it's I definitely wouldn't co-sign all the lyrics that I've listened to. But then there's just some... There's that line's so bad that I can't just pretend it doesn't exist. There's one song I like, but it literally says the word derriere twice in 20 seconds in different lines, and every single time I literally have a moment where I'm
eye rolls.
Literally. And the Kaiju opening hits that uncanny valley perfectly. Not the outro, because thankfully we didn't have to hear the intro this time. That horrible chorus where it's just, "Could someone please save my life? Could someone please save my life?"
Because I listen to way too much German and Japanese music. And
I
don't know any of what the fuck they're saying, so to me, again...
And that helps. That's a buff, but the outro is done by One Republic, so I can understand all of the lyrics.
The only time, actually, I'll make a correction here, so, alright, I will give it to you, because there are certain times, but...
It's a pie chart.
Majority of the times, it's not. I'll specifically mention country music. When you're singing about fucking tractors... muddy shoes and all this, especially when you look into it and you're like, most of the country singers have never once worked on a farm, but all they sing about is working on farms. Yeah. And it just that's one time where, because at the same time too, mostly though, because country music is all about what they're saying, because you can remove the lyrics and every country music song sounds the fucking same. Yeah. So it's the lyrics and the singing that makes the song different. So that's, you know what I mean?
So don't ever get me on like post 9/11 country either, where it's literally just patriotism.
Oh, Toby Keith?
Yeah, literally.
Specifically.
I'm proud to be an American blares in my head right now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even just the lyrics for the One Republic song. It sounds sappy and sentimental too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of okay for an outro. Because most outros are you're like calming down after the show. You know what I mean? Like the end of Inuyasha was like a sappy, sentimental song. But when it's going to be the intro...
most of the time when I'm watching anime, I'm watching multiple episodes of different shows. So like I'm watching 4 shows, so I skip most of the outros. And
I usually listen once per sitting, but I will be skipping it after the first time I hear it for Kaiju. I really hate that song.
Oh, especially if I'm binging like a single season, like say I was binging all of Kaiju. It came out last season, so it's 13 episodes out, and I'm watching it all. And say I'm watching as like 5 episodes in a sitting. Bet your ass I'm skipping every intro and outro.
Yeah, every like first sitting we'll do it. Like if it's a new day, we'll listen to the intro, and then skip it every like subsequent episode. But Kaiju, I'm gonna listen to that song once, just one more time, and never listening to it again.
So I will always watch. So the very first time I watched the anime, so like. The first episode of everything that I just watched. The first time I watched both opening and endings. But chances are every week after that I'll skip it. The only time that I watched it every time was there was a specific One Piece opening that I watched every time because this is years ago, so my son was a lot smaller. He was like 2 at the time, and he'd always dance to the song. So I was just like, I'll just let this play, and I'll always like turn it up for him. So that was a reason to listen to it more than just me listening to the song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Chainsaw Man, I listen to that opening every single week. And then I listen to that ending every single week.
It is alright.
It was banger.
The opening animation was banger.
No, the song's a banger too. Yeah. I listen to that song and covers of that song all the time. Kickback. And I listen to covers of the outros. I love those songs.
Chainsaw Man. Oh yeah, because
it had a different outro
every episode. That's right.
I have multiple outros with multiple covers.
Nice. Because sometimes you'll watch it like there's a. God, I don't even remember it. It was one of those another throwaway isekai. It was just some dude that gets reincarnated. I think it was this video game character or something stupid again.
Yeah.
And he was a skeleton knight, but like he wore this badass like. High level type armor and shit, but under his armor he was just a skeleton, so he always wore his helmet. But the opening to that went so fucking hard for no reason at all. So I was like, that one I probably watched most times too, because it was just like, I was like, this is a banging opening song. But 99% of the time, I'm skipping it because I got 5 episodes of anime to watch right now. I'm skipping them all.
Yeah, it very depends. Like, I don't think there's any single My Hero opening that I haven't skipped.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the Chainsaw Man comes around and I'm like, don't you dare touch that fucking dial. A heart embark, a beautiful star. A heart.
Hey man, I mean, everyone has that.
Or like if someone ever dared touch Skip Intro on Yu Yu Hakusho, I might slap them across the face. So good.
This I forget what I was gonna say, but sometimes I feel like an anime should like just get like one opening and just like stick to that.
Yu Yu Hakusho
mostly did that, and I could think of like Dragon Ball Z. I think on the Japanese side, but like the American opening was like the same.
Dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z.
Like I love that shit, and they played that every time, like forever. I mean, I think they changed it eventually, but that went like so long. But it's Head Chala, which is also a banging song in the Japanese version.
The original Trigun had one opening. It was that really, really sick guitar riff.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has one opening too, and I love that opening too.
Digimon
Monsters.
Even when they changed it between seasons, they pretty much just remixed the same song.
You know, I know the opening better than Digimon. Like, I never really actually watched Digimon.
Digimon, digital monsters, it's not worth your time now. I watched the entire first season, and I enjoyed it, but I can't sit here and recommend it in good conscience to
at this point
99% of people.
To someone in their 30s.
Yeah. You'd have to be a very specific kind of person for me to recommend it. But I don't regret it. I thought it was good.
Pokemon's another one. Gotta catch them all. That was a fucking... I mean, there's been numerous changes since, because there's been other main characters and stuff.
Oh, my brain's stupid.
What?
For some reason, you're like, Pokemon, and my brain immediately went, ya-yo, ya-yo. I know. I'm like, that's wrong, brain.
It's 4Kids One Piece.
Stop it, brain.
Which, I do actually love that version, but at the same time...
Don't give it up, Ash, dreaming. Don't give it up, Misty, dreaming. Don't give it up,
Zolo! But, the original One Piece opening is way better. And way more iconic than that one.
I don't even know it, so you're lying.
Well, you're also not huge in the One Piece sphere either, so... They're both great, though. I could fuck 4Kids. That's the only thing 4Kids did right.
I think the only of big three that has good intros is Bleach.
Yes, we've covered that.
I know, yes. And I'm still going to die on that hill.
Though... One Piece does have some slapping openings. But if you have... I think they're on opening 26 right now. If you have 26 openings, you gotta have some bangers. You know what I mean? I don't
know, it's a lot harder to make something good than it is to make something bad.
This is true. Just statistically speaking, I would say.
Naruto has me abysmal on those statistics.
This is at least two.
No, we're not getting into it again. Yeah, no.
This is at least 3 good ones.
It's 2, maybe. Max.
Anyway. One Piece has a lot. Especially I think all of the Wano openings, which is sad to say. I haven't heard like
any of them.
It's just sad to say that I say all of them because there's 4.
Yeah.
There's 4.
To be fair, I haven't heard like any of the One Piece intros.
Some other time. Sometime we're driving, I'll just play through them. Anyway.
I'm just still saying, like, Big 3 has the worst openings. Yeah. Or at least they don't hold up to, like, any of the, like, the openings I hold dear in my heart.
You know what I think it is, too? It's that, like, the whole... How do I say? The whole, like, dichotomy around... openings of the whole like expectations of them now. Like people are going
it's like increased.
Yeah, so it's like
I'm pretty sure
harder on openings now than they ever did.
I'm pretty sure Kickback, the Chainsaw Man opening, won those people like golden, like win gold already. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, there is a little more pressure, baby.
The Oshinoko opening topped the charts. First Japanese song to do it or something. I don't want to say it was the first Japanese song, but maybe the first anime song. But it was number one for a while.
Of course, Rumbling.
They wanted to do. I think it was a Chainsaw Man.
I think it was Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, they wanted to do that one so bad. I love Rumbling. That song's so fire.
I love Kickback. And Fire Force. All the Fire Force openings slap way harder than they need to.
But I think it's just expected at this point. So people go above and beyond to find or create.
Is that why Kaiju threw all their money at Imagine Dragons and One Republic?
I guess. I don't think it worked out too well for them.
No. Why would you do this to me? Look how it went with Attack on Titan and Fire Force. They just got some smaller bands and it turned out perfect for them. Why'd you have to go and get the most commercial bands possible?
Isn't Imagine Dragons not even really a commercial band? Wouldn't they hire just like... I heard like a video about it or something that they were just like... They're not like... I don't know how I would say this.
Like
an official band. They're just like...
Corpo music?
Yeah.
In a way, like they're like they sell the rights to their music more than they sell their music.
Yeah. But then at the same time, they never put out albums. Like each one, all of their songs were singles.
Yeah, there are a lot, to be fair. I mean, they at least used to put out albums. Radioactive was on an album, but maybe they gave up after that.
Again, I'm totally speaking out my ass of something
I'd believe it,
read on the internet. Don't believe everything you read on there.
They are commercial music, that's for sure. So it's like, I'd believe it.
I like their song Natural.
I still like Believer, but I feel like every time I hear it, it like chips away a little bit of that like, enjoyment that's still there.
Because I didn't even, if you'd mentioned, the only reason I know who they are, that they exist, is because somebody made an amazing edit of Demon Slayer to Natural.
Nice.
In AMV, and that's what turned me on to the song, which then I found out with who sang it, you know what I mean? So
this is so random. You know what turned me on to Imagine Dragons at first? I remember it vividly. We were at an AMV contest. We were at an AMV contest at Anime Boston.
Imagine Dragons is that old?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like 2 years ago I found out this band
was
existed.
like an MLP radioactive AMV.
Radioactive's that old?
Yeah. Yep. It was one of the 2 times we went to Anime Boston.
Wow.
I remember it so distinctly because I'm like, I don't like MLP, but this song is making me like the things on the screen right now. What is going on? So I bought the song.
Oh, back when people bought songs.
I still do.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I use YouTube for everything.
I just want to give into streaming for music. I like owning my music to some degree because I mean it's barely owning it when it's digital still.
Yeah, because it happened to me when was it Google Play or maybe it's no that's I think it was I remember I had an orange icon but I thought it was Google had their own music store thing. And I had bought a few albums on there, and then they just decided that we're closing this down. So I lost the app and all the music I had purchased.
I would become a firebombing themed vigilante if Apple deleted my library. You will see Apple stores fall one by one to my wrath.
I don't think they could, unless App one, it would never happen. Apple goes out of business.
I would sue. I would have a vested interest in suing, I think, at this point.
I'm sure you would not be alone.
I'm sure I wouldn't either.
iTunes has been around way too long. When did iTunes come out? 2006?
Probably.
5? I mean, probably older than that, actually, because how old...
2001.
Yeah, I was going to say, how old is the iPod?
Yeah.
I still have one of the early editions somewhere in the drawer. Probably thrown it away. It doesn't work anymore. But, remember the old, they were like this, the squares, they were this big that had the turn dial on it?
I had the the video, the chunky thick boys.
Yeah.
Because I liked how it felt in my big chunky hands.
I still love iPods, dude. But
I miss them.
Yeah. But at the same time, now it's all packed into one phone. I remember having to carry a cell phone in one pocket and my iPad in the other.
I remember back in high school, I'd put my Walkman in my pocket.
I did that too, yeah. Showing our age right now.
Yeah, I know.
With those the wired headphones with the little fuzz on them.
Fuzzums, yep.
Gross.
Having CDs in my backpack instead of notebooks.
Yep. Which is hilarious too, because everyone used to make fun of me for my phone, because I had a flip phone way longer than anyone else did, but I had an iPod Touch.
Yeah.
An iPod Touch.
Which is pretty much the phone at that point.
Yeah. And yeah. I love that thing. It got stolen out of my truck. I left it unlocked one day, and someone stole when I was in the store, and someone stole it out of my car.
Brutal.
It was so sad. Because that's how I listen to music in my car. I did one of those iPod jacks.
Oh, man. Our age showed more and more.
Now
auxiliary cord jacks. Wow.
My car still has one. I've never used it, though, because I have Bluetooth in my car. So what the fuck do I need the auxiliary jack for? My wife's car, though, still does that. It has Bluetooth, but if I plug in the phone to charge, the screen tries to tell me to...
Are past the aux cord memes already obsolete?
Yeah. It's probably been like 5 years now that they have been.
Ouch. Yo, past the Bluetooth just doesn't hit.
No.
Nearly the same.
A lot of memes that are out of date now.
That's the nature of memes.
Yep. I remember when the memes were just cat memes.
Yeah.
And then I also remember the first time I saw internet memes be mentioned
as a thing
in media that I was watching. Daredevil season 1.
Oh.
Kingpin mentions it when he's like in one of his tirades saying all people care about these days is sharing photos of cats online. I was like, oh shit.
Is that old now?
Meme cut, dude. Yes.
Oh no. Don't do it to me.
I'm doing it to you. 2015, bud.
It's almost been 10 years. So I was 21.
Yep.
Or 22. 22. Yeah.
Did Disney release their own Daredevil season yet?
Soon. Because I heard it, all of the cast is returning. Literally. John Bernthal as Punisher, Charlie Cox as
I
Daredevil.
saw a picture of them together, Punisher and him, but I didn't know if it was real or, AIs everywhere these days, or just Photoshop.
All of the main-ish cast seem the same. The only people I didn't see is Karen Page. Her, yep.
Yeah.
And
Deborah.
I didn't see the
Foggy?
nurse girl. No, Foggy was there.
Oh, the girl that's in all of them?
Yeah, the Rosario Dawson. I didn't see her in that same picture.
I'm just worried that because it's on Netflix, they're going to tone it down. I liked the darker element to it.
Because it was Netflix.
Yes, that's what I mean. So I'm worried that Disney is going to remove all of that. And you can't have the Punisher, especially played by the same dude, after what he did in what was it? Season 2 was Punisher?
Yes.
Or 3?
And everything he did in his own show.
Yeah, because we used to call fucking Daredevil Season 2 Punisher Origins with a splash of Daredevil. Because that's what it was. But he's just so brutally violent, and I mean, there's a kid's option on Disney Plus, but at the same time, it's just so accessible to people that I don't think that something that violent.
They should, though.
Like Daredevil, like the Punisher.
Even Kingpin's gotta be boring. Kingpin was scary because Kingpin was violent.
Yes. Aren't they doing his own show, too? I thought I heard.
I have no clue. He's gonna be in that, though.
Nice. Because I think they were trying to say that they wanted to put him in with like a Tom Holland Spider-Man thing.
Which is, to be fair, Kingpin is also a Spider-Man villain.
I think he's mainly a Spider-Man
villain.
But that's the tough part, because it's like Daredevil's also in New York, so it's like Spider-Man is like the alpha New York superhero, so it's like Spider-Man's gonna fight everybody. So
yeah, I will say I love the guy that they had playing Wilson Fisk.
Yes,
I'm very happy.
Vincent.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna say that last name.
Oh,
Onoforio.
Frio, Hase Frio.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't pronounce your name.
But yeah, no, he was incredible as Kingpin. So.
Yes. But it's like, after season 3 of Daredevil, his like story's wrapped up. So how is he gonna be in it? Like, the whole point of his deal with Daredevil was like, you're going to jail and you're going to stay there, or I'm going to put your girl in jail too. And
I don't think I finished season 3.
it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I think all of the shows I didn't watch their last season. Because Jessica Jones went on for like another season.
I only saw season 1 because
that's
Kilgrave.
Like the whole story. Like,
I didn't watch Bulletproof Guy.
Luke Cage.
I didn't watch that.
I watched a large chunk of the first season.
And I watched Iron Fist, and with you, actually. I think we watched it together.
I think we might have.
And we both shared our displeasure with it.
There was something there. It was definitely not realized, though.
I don't like his... I don't want to say his acting, because I don't
think it was the acting. I think it was...
the character's writing. Because to say that I don't like his acting would be a shot at the actor, and I don't like to say that.
I don't think it was his fault. Like, it seemed like he was acting what they wrote well. I think they just wrote him really badly.
I did like when because he's like, I am the immortal Iron Fist. I have trained my entire life, or whatever, to be this ultimate warrior. Gets his ass handed to him by fucking Matt. In Defenders season 1.
The thing that with him is, I liked him. I even liked his character, how he portrayed it. I think he just stayed the same for way too fucking long. You know what I mean?
He didn't have any character. Like,
he wasn't dynamic enough for how annoying he started out.
And you know what actually kind of hurts it? Is his story is very similar to Green Arrow, and we got spoiled hard with him on the CW.
Yeah, that's kind of the same way he acts too, because he acts like how Arrow was acting in public. Like, he had the playboy lifestyle of Arrow. Nah, it's hard to say. It's not the playboy lifestyle. He had that same like. I don't know. It's a mix.
He had the same backstory. He got into an accident. Instead, it was a plane accident instead of a boat accident. He got stranded somewhere. Everyone thought he was dead. He comes back to inherit a fucking multi-billion-dollar company that then he just takes over and does his own things with to then fund his side project. But then it's like, he did it way worse than fucking Oliver did.
He didn't really even care about the company, really.
No, he didn't. And he wanted to sell the medicine. I remember that scene when he's like, no, we're going to sell this medicine super cheap. And they were like, but business.
It was like a mix of both his, like, he had like a childlike optimism, but also this like really weird sense of duty. I think both combined and not changing,
but also
were, like, off-putting.
A severe crush of naivety.
Yes. On top of all of that. And none of those three factors changed or developed, really. They just kind of stayed that way.
And then he was the same character in Defenders Season 1.
He didn't even grow in between them.
But then you get fucking Matt Mercer over here that's just a fucking badass.
Well, like I said, to be fair, all of the Defenders did stay the same characters they were in their shows, but it's the fact that everyone else started here and Danny Rand started down here.
Yeah. Like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage is fucking awesome. I
love him. I just never got around to. I didn't not watch Luke Cage because I was uninterested. I just never got to it. Now it's years later, and I just don't think about it.
I would still go back to try it. My fundamental problem with Luke Cage is he's indestructible. So any of the drama or stakes have to come from people around him being in danger.
Yeah, but can he? can you even watch it? Did Netflix pull it all because they lost the license to it?
Did they pull it all?
I mean,
it's probably on Disney now. Then I would assume because then they just moved them over.
Maybe. Just a thought.
It's something I'd consider, but I also would really like to watch the second and I think third season of Jessica Jones.
I didn't know there was a third. I knew there was at least.
I know there's a second. Two. I feel like there's a third, but I'm.
There's definitely 3.
Daredevils, yeah.
Daredevils, because I think.
There definitely
one of them is a direct sequel to Defenders.
Yeah, because he disappears at the end of Defenders.
He gets the whole fucking building falls on him.
Doesn't even bother to tell his friends he's back after.
No, he just stays.
That's the thing I remember from season 3.
Yeah, he stays in the church all gloomy for like so long.
Oh man, that's the part that's not going to age well for me. Is I went back to watch Daredevil season 1 again. I was like, man, this is really like, oh, woe is me.
I love season 1 of Daredevil.
I do too.
It a long time, but
it was cutting me a little bit on the edge.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's necessary expositing because it's the beginning of season 1.
Right.
But some of the church confessionals where he's just like loudly stating his state of mind and how he feels and how corrupt the city is, and I gotta punch the demons out. I'm sitting here just like, oh, it's so edgy.
I love it.
So edgy.
Arrow season 1, 2 is fucking fire. I love Arrow seasons 1, 2, and 3. Again. I did actually. I mean, this is probably like 4 years ago at this point.
The moment I hear Lazarus Pit, I'm out.
I fucking even when we were watching that, because I remember I was watching that weekly with your parents when I would come over your house. But it's Arrow time, because I actually think the first time I watched Arrow, your dad had put it on. And we're like, oh, what's this? And we all said, we just moved to the TV and just sat there and watched episode 1. And we're like, this is way better than I thought it was going to be. But I remember when I heard that Ra's al Ghul was going to be a bad guy.
It's over.
I was like, that's a Batman villain, like, through and through. And then they pulled the whole Batman story. It's like Ra's al Ghul wants Oliver, because Oliver's a bit, I was like, I know Batman's mentioned in a later season, and they try and make it funny to say that like Oliver doesn't believe that Batman's real. He thinks it's like an urban legend. Like, but it's true. They could bring Supergirl into the story and like all these other B-side characters. They never brought Superman into the story. No. He's there as a side character, but he never stays around.
But to be fair, they did bring the Flash.
Yes. But what I'm trying to say, though, is they could never bring Superman or Batman in as main characters alongside him because they would steal Green Arrow and Flash's thunder because they're way more popular of a character. So they couldn't do that. But to take people off of Batman's rogue gallery and then put them in the Green Arrows.
I don't mind that. I just mind the Lazarus Pit.
In general?
Yeah, it just warped the whole plot around it like a singularity. Yeah. Suddenly we're throwing this person in the Lazarus Pit, and now this person's going in. Oh, whose turn is it next? They literally had to destroy the fucking thing one season just to stop it being a plot convenience.
I think the last... I can't really say, because some people... I've followed up with it, kind of. With some talk, people have said there's a later season that's really good, but
I don't believe them. Whatever season I stopped, the one with Damien Dark in it was ass. It was such supreme ass. It sucked my hope for the future away.
The last one that I liked was when... Oh wait, no, that was season 2 or 3.
Slade?
Yeah, the Slade
that was
business.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Then I think season 3 was the Ra's al Ghul, and then season 4 was Damien Dark.
So I watched all of those. So maybe season 5 was the one I fell off on. But then I know Flash, it's probably happened already. They came back for the last season, whatever. But that one, even their own fans are saying it fell off the deep end a long time ago. Yeah. Because their problem was they had to keep bringing back Harrison Wells as a villain, even though it's not Harrison Wells.
Well, they did also do other ones, but I mean, it's all speedsters.
Yeah.
Zoom's a speedster. Wells is a speedster.
And then it all comes down to the same problem with the Flash that everyone always says with the comics and everything.
He just gets as fast as the plot needs him to be.
Exactly. Like, I watched an episode early on when, like, Captain Cold, that dude, remember with the cold gun?
I love Captain Cold, yeah.
He was introduced or something. And Flash gets distracted for, I swear, 3 seconds. Like, oh, look over there, huh? And he looks back. Captain Cold is gone. He's like, well, he escaped. What do you mean he escaped? That dude does not have he has a gun that makes things freeze.
And a parka. A really bright parka.
In a parking garage, I think. Because most things happen in parking garages in the CW shows. So I'm like, I know, like, in the earlier seasons, they're like, oh, he can only run like 700 miles an hour. I'm like, that's 700 miles an hour. He could search that whole building in a minute flat. The dude would take 6 minutes to get out of the building. He did not disappear. Plot made him disappear. Does he have a teleport gun he doesn't show?
My problem is, again, it's always about getting as fast as the plot needs him to be. And the story can't even hide that fact. Harrison Wells, how many times does Wells straight up tell Barry, you just need to get faster for this threat? And he gets on the treadmill and gets faster.
Like, Jesus, how much faster can you go? Especially to the point where it's like they do the Flashpoint one, like somewhere in the middle, like season 4
they do Flashpoint at some
or
point.
5. And like for the Flash to do Flashpoint, he has to run faster than the speed of light, I believe, to then go backwards in time.
And fuck it all up.
At that point, how much faster do you need to get? If you're faster...
You gotta get faster, Barry. Well, no, I can only assume. This is a guess. I could only assume that was a temporary power he tapped into, or he can't really replicate that speed.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
The Flashpoint story arc is actually pretty cool, and who does it really good is the DC animated movies.
Oh, I bet.
Those do it really good. Because Bruce Wayne dies instead. So Thomas Wayne is Batman, and Martha Wayne is the Joker. Atlantis is at war with the fucking Amazonians.
Damn.
Superman was found by the government, and he's just like stuck in a red sun, like red radiation room for his whole life. Dude's never even seen the sun. Flash doesn't exist.
Damn.
And I'm just like, it was good shit.
That's the only way I would watch it. Animated movies.
The DC animated movies, dude, hit different. They're just so good. Or just the DC like animated verse, like the old school Justice League is fucking awesome. All of the Superman movies are great. Doomsday, fucking Batman movies. All the Justice League ones they've been coming out with over the years.
Speaking of Warner Brothers animations.
Yes.
Yes. Me and my partner caught up to the rest of the Mortal Kombat movies.
Oh, nice. I remember you saying that you were watching one of them.
Yeah, there's 4 now. The first one was Scorpion. The second one I barely remember, to be honest. Completely fever dreamed out of my mind. I want to say that was actually... God, the main character. The main...
Kang?
Yes, I think it was Liu Kang. 3, the one we just watched that we didn't know came out until 4 came out, was Kenshi and Sub-Zero.
I fucking love Kenshi.
And Kano.
Oh, Kano.
And 4 was Johnny Cage. Just pretty much mainly Johnny Cage.
I hate Johnny Cage.
Don't watch that one. You won't like it then. It's like... They all have such a nice style. Like the Johnny Cage one was like very much like that 80s like hyper pop like look that like God, I forget the word for it. Pretty much just look up Hotline Miami and that'll pretty much be the look I'm talking about. Like it's kind of like 80s vibe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Johnny Cage one was literally all like that, even like down to like every single shot had that like really bright color to it. So it was really nice to look at, but still Johnny Cage sucks ass. I hate Johnny Cage. All my homies hate Johnny Cage.
Yeah. My
partner doesn't hate Johnny Cage.
No.
But back to this one was really good, the Kenshi one, because you see his like whole origin of like before he was blind. He's like a cocky bastard, and then Shang Tsung like tricks him and ends up getting him blind by the well of souls, like burning his eyeballs out.
I fucking love Quan Chi.
I also love Quan Chi. But
Jackson.
You know who I don't love? And
who's that?
NetherRealm loves him. I don't know if the fandom loves him more than I do, but fucking Kano. Kano gets so much goddamn love. He was a prominent character in the live action movie. He's the main villain and like king of the world in this one.
What the fuck?
I know, it was jarring to see.
It's fucking Kano.
He was like huge and buff this time.
But he's just like a hired like grunt person.
Literally. He's like a poacher in my mind. I'll get into why. Let me just look up a picture of him. It's not the Kano we knew in the... Well, again, I never loved him, but... It's fucking...
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's huge. He's got like an interchangeable weapon arm.
He also looks like super mechanical. Like, look at his waist. That is not a human waist. That's just... He's not attached humanly to the bottom half of his body.
They do knock his head off, and then he reels it back in.
Oh, so he's just a robot.
Straight up. I knew Mortal Kombat's began wacky, but it's began real wacky, man. Kano used an hourglass in like a time continuum room to rewrite the world with him as the king.
Sounds like what Liu Kang did for the new Mortal Kombat game.
It's just a little too wild, but that said, the movie was very good.
I'll take your word for it.
I'd watch
Probably won't watch it.
You should. It's a lot of great Kenshi action, Sub-Zero action, and Scorpion. Scorpion gets a little bit of time too.
Nice.
It's like a whole part where like Sub-Zero's like burning down his farm. I'm like, why the fuck is he doing it? It was to summon Scorpion.
Burning down a room just to summon Scorpion.
Well, he burned down like his whole farm, but it like then it pulls back. And it's like a symbol, and like I think it was Scorpion's knife. He just like stabbed it in the ground.
Well then,
just like you son of a bitch, I've been just like calling a favor. It's like, yo, help me, help Kenshi. Oh, cool.
Sure, I was born in hell anyway. Let's do this.
I assume this means I get to kill something awesome.
Typical Scorpion.
But it's good. I do recommend it. I mean, I'm not going to complain about being overly violent, but it does get a little silly with it. Like, because it opens with like a scene of like Kano's squad rolling into a town and just literally killing every single person in the town and making whoever's left kneel and like serve them. But there's just such like a stark contrast to seeing normal people just trying to live their life and be normal. And then to see the Mortal Kombat characters come in and just, like, rip out people's spines.
Well, typical Mortal Kombat, so.
It is typical Mortal Kombat, but it's just the contrast of the normal people there. Let's sit here and just be like, oh, yeah, this is a little dumb, isn't it? But it was good.
Right, yeah. If it's good, it's good, right?
It was nice seeing Kenshi as like the main character. I also got to see Cabal, which was like a nice deep cut classic for me.
I was just a throwback, huh?
Yeah, the hook swords guy.
Yeah.
And he was like a good part of it. He was like henchman number one sort of deal. Like
that bullshit fucking like side hook that he has in Deadly Alliance.
There's still a love for Mortal Kombat somewhere in me.
My love for Mortal Kombat is the Deadly Alliance Deception Armageddon days.
I even liked 9. 9 was good. The first time they rewrote the timeline.
Well, I've never. Deception was really the only time I actually
cared about the story.
Because, like, Deadly Alliance didn't really have a story. It had cool animated trailers, but then that was about it. And I used to, like, watch the trailers, and you make your own, like, headcanon about it. So that was kind of cool. Deception actually had a story that I was kind of invested in. So did Armageddon.
Armageddon did, but it was such a step down from Deception that I was already uninvesting myself from the story.
Because I like Shujinko, but I hate the two brothers from Armageddon. I don't even remember their fucking name. Thing.
You bring in all of the characters ever from Mortal Kombat, and then you still make a self-insert guy and a self-insert like villain brother.
Yeah. And still couldn't give us the real Liu Kang. That whole thing. Deadly Alliance, at the beginning of it, you kill Liu Kang. Then Deception, Liu Kang's not in it. And then Armageddon, you give us this bullshit fucking zombie Liu Kang. Give us actual Liu Kang, thank you.
And then they did with 9.
Well, they actually did with Shaolin Monks. That game is fucking
lit. That game was fire. Like, is fire.
Is fire, yes. It's in there somewhere, right?
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. But I liked 9. And I'm pretty sure you played 9 before I did. Maybe. Because I remember hearing about having to fight, like, 8 people in a row as Raiden before I had to fight 8 people in a row as Raiden. It was like, you had 1 health bar to do it. You'd fight 3 people. Then you'd actually get, like, a break, like a full health bar back. Fight 3 people. Get your health bar back. Fight 2 more. It's a part of the story, like, Sindel kills everyone, and then Quan Chi raises them, and Raiden's the only dude left. He's got to take them all on.
Hilarious.
It's one of the hardest fucking fights I've done in a fighting game. That's running the gauntlet.
Yeah. Well, you know what the also problem for me is? I'm not actually very good at Mortal Kombat.
I'm also not actually good at Mortal Kombat.
Same with, like, Street Fighter and Tekken. Especially Street Fighter.
No, you said the sacred gospel. I'm first of all complete garbage at Street Fighter. I am
the whole having to like the analog movements of like the rolls and the Z's. I'm getting better. I can do the Hadouken, and that's about it.
I'm getting the Shoryuken down a bit.
So like my good fighting games are like the niche ones, like. For some reason, I'm an absolute god at Tatsunoko vs. Capcom 2. Random aspect, a game that, like...
Miss it.
I want to buy a Wii in that game just to play it one time. But at the same time, fuck paying that much money to play a fighting game, like, 4 times. To never touch it again. You know what I mean?
So good, though.
It is. That game's fire.
And we'll never get it again.
G-Lighton!
I think of G-Layden all the time.
And I forget his name. Who was that robot guy that I was...
I've been trying to remember, but I don't remember him.
Yeah. Could look up a character list, but it's not that important.
No.
Like, I could play Ryu in that game, but I couldn't do it in fucking Street Fighter. I suck at
Street Fighter.
Just like, I thought I was good at fucking Marvel vs. Capcom. Yes.
My gift from me to you, hopelessness.
Because I played it when the first one came out on Xbox. Well, not the first one. The rebooted version of it.
Yeah.
And Dante, I learned his combos. 3. Yes. So I learned his combos, and I felt so good. But then I played other people that actually knew Dante's combos.
See, I go way back from Marvel vs. Capcom. Back when I was like...
I played the older ones too, yeah.
8,
but...
Maybe somewhere between 8 and 10-ish.
That they're all later in life, with like you, like going back to them.
So good. But I was like 8 or 10, like back when I lived in where I was actually born. I'd go to the roller rink, and there was like a little alcove in the roller rink where they had arcade cabinets. I would play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 every single time we went to this roller rink.
Oh, you put an arcade thing with the joysticks? I'm ass.
That's like, where I was introduced to Marvel vs. Capcom.
I could not play with the joystick and the 2 buttons.
And then later, I would rent it from Hollywood Video. Actually, I'd borrow it because I had someone that worked there.
The days of renting stuff from Hollywood Video and Blockbuster.
So I could just have 2 games from them at any given time for as long as I wanted. And I had a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 copy I was hammering away at. I had generations behind that game before I played you.
And Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
Which you did. It was funny. The first time we played each other, we played Budokai 3, we played Tenkaichi 3. I'm pretty sure we both won the ones we didn't think we were going to win.
Well, I can like straight up tell you, like, I remember the first time we played with our mutual friend Budokai 3, and I maybe since then, but at least that day and every day since, I'd never lost a match to another person. Any friend I'd ever played in, I won. But you know, maybe now because I'm like, but like that game, going back, because like time when you're a child is much different than time now. You know, I felt like this is probably a whole topic on itself of how time moves slower when you're younger, and the older you get, the faster time moves. Because when you think about it, during those years, Budokai 3 came out whatever year it did. Tenkaichi 1 probably came out the next Christmas season, so it was probably only really out for a full year before a new game came out. But that was the only game I played in. I played it for hours every day at the time in middle school. So I was just too good at the game, you know what I mean? Just like more than someone should have been.
Suffering from success.
Yes, suffering from success.
That was me with Naruto. The Naruto Storm games, because you got me into them, and then I like fucking lapped you and our friend in it.
It's just, because fighting games just aren't my forte.
Because I lived that game. Like, after you introduced me to it, I bought every single one. I had Storm 2, 3, Generations, 4, and now the newest one, which is just 4 again, pretty much.
The only fighting games I would ever feel confident in is, like I said, Budokai 3 and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom 2.
I have so many issues, like Tekken, Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is my ish.
Soul Calibur is so fun. But they haven't made a new one in a while, huh?
No, 6 was the last one.
But, I mean, mostly pretty ladies is my thing with Soul Calibur. So
I just love Soul Calibur. Having a weapon-based one has just felt so good.
Yes. Tekken, it depends on who I am.
I think
is a big contender. Like Jin, I was alright with. Kazuya's good, and then I think there's probably one other person I just don't remember that I was like, okay, I like this person, but like, I just sucked with everyone else.
I genuinely think Tekken's just the best fighting game.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that would disagree.
Oh, there's going to be so many people that would disagree, but I stand on my business. I think Tekken is both the best and one of the most accessible fighting games. Because it doesn't have all that crazy, like, joystick inputs. It's like this followed by this. Like, it's combining a lot of smaller inputs into combos.
Well, that's what Kombat's like, too.
It is.
Because you have the arrow functions to do some special moves.
I was about to say, but that's the difference, the special moves. The difference is that you can be halfway across the battlefield, and if I catch you in that Ermac telekinesis combos bullshit, you're not having a good time.
True that.
Those are the good days. Lift you up, slam you down, pull you over, you get back up, lift you up, slam you down, pull you over.
There's also another one that we are both very confident in our skills in, and also very evenly matched between the Finn group, I would say, is Dissidia Duodecim.
Oh, yeah. I still have a very fond memory of pissing off our friend one match when I had perfectly blocked all of his attacks. But we were so good at that point that it's like we were nerfing ourselves not to, because I even remember them turn around and be like, you're really going to do that?
We had basically an unspoken rule that we just didn't block. Unless you had,
because it just broke the game.
Like, jet block, because that took skill. If you could jet
so
block
does blocking.
No, because normal block, you could normal block, like, a jet block in like an ability, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because it's so fast.
It's still.
Block. You can hold block, and there's like a time after.
It was all a parry, though.
Yeah, but you could still be like currently like there's a longer window of block time than with the jet block.
I'm just saying.
But no, either way, yes, we really did it. But either way, if you're being jacked, like those combos is where it's at.
Yeah, we were mechanical monsters.
That game is so fun.
Until they ruined it.
Well, the problem is too, with the new 3D, the 3v3 one. when it was just the arcade game, that we were so hyped over that, but it took years for it to come accessible for us to play it, and by that time we just didn't care anymore. And then you played the shit out of it, but I didn't. I have it upstairs. One of my wife's...
I cared about it, and then I played it.
One of my wife's friend's boyfriend or something knew that I liked the franchise, so he had it brand new, gave it to me.
Oh, damn.
And I have it. I've never even opened it. Never.
Well, don't now. The servers are down.
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do? Play through fucking AIs or whatever?
Probably.
Maybe 20 years from now. But then I'll be like, I still got my Vita, so I'll just... Like, I do that. I boot up the Vita, like, once or twice a year, maybe, and I'll just play a couple matches with Sephiroth, Warrior of Light, Jekt, and, like, one or two other characters I like a Kane or Gabranth action.
Yeah.
Cecil. Go in there with my 2 playthroughs, Dark Cecil and Light Cecil. You know?
They just ruined all of them. They, like, homogenized their kits.
Yeah. But, dude, that's such a good game. Oh,
it's basically sad because the 3v3 one is literally, like, perfect. We had a 3-player friend group.
Yeah, and one of us played it. You.
Me.
Good times.
I was trying to get you guys on it. But again, it wasn't as good anyways, though.
And at that time when it did come out, I was, like, as deep as I had ever been in have ever been in 14. So
yeah.
Pulling me away from that was a Herculean task. Which, in the hindsight, was just better anyway for me. Because that game also is so good. Expansions in 2 months.
Ooh. I'll be knee-deep in life services.
Speaking of, how's the gigantic experience?
A disaster. An unmitigated disaster.
Is it just server issues?
Yeah. It's a lot of issues, though. It's a lot. Like, at best, my game crashes after every match. At worst, it locks up and won't close the app, and I have to unplug it. Like, it is an unmitigated disaster.
Are they aware of it and are addressing it? Or
yeah.
Are they, okay.
They've been working on it. The server stability has been getting better with time, but there's a genuine bug at play with the other problem. So kind of waiting for more news on that one.
So it's more of just like a hit and miss if you're even able to play the game?
Yeah. And it's on top of their... I don't know how they plan to support this game. It's a revival, for some context, it's a revival of an indie game that died.
Mm-hmm.
So the Gearbox Publishing brought it back. They're selling it at a $20 price point with 0 microtransactions, and it's a competitive, like, hero team-based game with ranked seasons, and they plan to do, like, season reward skins. That's not viable.
No, so monetization would have to happen at some point.
It literally needs to, unless they just plan to let the game die after a while, like a short celebration of the game that existed, which for $20 would still be pretty fair, but
all right, so
I wanted a long-term game.
When you can play the game, how is the game?
Really good. Really good. Because it's like, it was kind of sold to me as better Overwatch / Paladins from a reviewer I watched back in the day. And it kind of holds up because it's all of the fun of like Overwatch and Paladins, except more melee heroes and higher time to kill. So you're not just getting sniped from across the map, instantly die to Widowmaker seeing you once. Instead, you're really getting into a fight, brawling, even running away, getting your health back, coming back into a fight, brawling. It feels...
Can't Widowmaker also go invisible?
No, but she can grapple up to high places to shoot you from.
Is there an invisible character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sombra, which they made it so she's just passively invisible now.
How does she become uninvisible?
She'll shoot and reveal herself, but if you're out of combat for a couple seconds, it just comes back up.
Brutal. Yeah. It'd be way worse if it was Widowmaker that had invisibility. So
you just die suddenly.
Yeah.
So it feels a lot more brawly. It reminds me of this is a throwback, but like Mad World and Anarchy Reigns, which are like really like I want to say PS3 era like brawlers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's endearing. It feels less sweaty that way, in a way, but at the same time more sweaty because you're in the fights longer. It's also nice having a MOBA / hero shooter that doesn't have minions, but also doesn't devolve into just Overwatch pushing a cart all together as a team. It's like spread out objectives on the map still. It's interesting.
I feel like you were talking about it in the group chat. Did you get back into Overwatch recently?
Yes,
for a little bit.
Because when my internet started shitting the bed, I was too scared to keep playing Predecessor because that's a 45-minute possibly commitment where I'll be lagging the whole time and I'll get punished for leaving. Right. So I was like, let me pop back into Overwatch because it was when they already announced the changes that I'm like feeling good about. So I was like, let me get back into Overwatch because this is an easier way to test my connection and I can leave freely if my connection is bad and not really get punished for it.
Overwatch just doesn't punish leaving battles?
Not for like quick play at least. And the positive changes being that they're finally unlocking all of the heroes. No more heroes in the battle pass at all. And any previous locked heroes are unlocked for everybody now too.
Are they coming out with an Overwatch 3 or something?
I think it's more getting out from under the Activision's like grubby control. But at the same time also seeing their declining play numbers. Like a mix of both. Being like, we need these people back. And we're not beholden to these shareholders. We're beholden to these shareholders now.
I actually got back into... Well, I can't really say back into. I played like 4 matches of Smite the other day.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a new Hunter out, so I tried that for 2 games in a row. I did okay. She's cool, but I don't really know her well. And new Hunters are tough because you can easily get shit on early, because if you don't do good in the beginning you're gonna have a bad time, or if you like get shit on early, you know what I mean? So learning new Hunters is always the harder of the jobs or the roles. But is it good?
Sorry, I had a sad realization recently because I was an ADC main on like Mobile Legends and League of Legends. And I realized I was an ADC main on those because I don't have to aim.
Yeah.
And I'm not an ADC main in Predecessor. I am garbage. I am a garbage carry. It just kind of keeps hitting me here and there that I'm like, it's because I couldn't aim. It's because I just had to click a shoot button and it aims.
But isn't Gigantic and Overwatch also shooters? So
they are.
Those skill sets...
Well, Gigantic, actually, you'd be surprised, like, half the cast is melee. Like, a solid half the cast. All of the tanks, and there's also, like, melee DPSs.
Nice.
So if the game ever does get stable, I would recommend it. But it would have to get stable first.
I got so much going on, and yet I just haven't, like... I played a little Dragon's Dogma the other day. I just haven't really wanted to play games.
Good.
So, but then because my wife was, every time I say that I'm bored with video games or I don't have one to play currently, my wife is always just like trying to force Breath of the Wild down my throat. I'm just like, it just doesn't interest me. I'm just not gonna play it.
The Bible, it's just like, have you heard of our Lord and Savior?
But I was like showing her my whole like library, and I'm like, I still have Hogwarts Legacy that I haven't beat, and I'm in like the final quarter of that.
You know, to be a little fair though, I think you would like Breath of the Wild.
I've seen her play it numerous times. I've seen a billion videos, and I'm just like, eh.
I feel like it'd be up your alley. I suck at Zelda games. I haven't gotten more than like a quarter through a Zelda game, and I've played at least 6 of them.
Is that including Breath of the Wild as in a quarter through? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I ran into a field of the sentries that shoot laser beams at you that can practically instant kill me. I mean, I played a little more after that, but I kind of just took the wind right out of my sails. So I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I suck.
Yes.
I played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, not Skyward Sword. There's another one on that same console, the Wolf one, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker, and the first one. And not a single one of those games would I say I've even actually gotten a sixth of the way through.
I haven't played a single Zelda game. Not one.
I genuinely think you'd probably like them. Some of them, here and there. Because it's the open world game before the open world game. Well, the open world RPG before the open world RPG.
Yeah. I got 2 Persona games just sitting on my console. Tactica and Reload. Reload is really being like...
You have Yakuza.
Yakuza's still on there.
The sequel is out.
Yeah. And Dragon's Dogma, Stellar Blade is, I think, late next week, next Thursday, Friday, maybe, which I pre-ordered. And I got then 14 and Smite and Predecessor, but those are a live service. And
yes. And Smite 2. Someday. I see ads for it all the time.
Same.
And Gigantic, because Gigantic just, I guess, spent a whole bunch on Twitter ad space. It is all over my Twitter.
And yet has no monetization.
I know.
Which is surprising.
And good. There is skins in game too, all earnable with like an in-game currency.
Huh.
But I'm at the point where I'm like, please put some monetization in.
See, my problem with the Smite 2 comment is that it's like they're only starting with like I think 25 gods out of 100 and something, and I know at least 7 of those starting gods, and I'm like, and 5 of them are all brand new heroes or gods, and I'm like, none of those are my mains.
My problem with Smite 2 is the Smite part.
Yeah, no.
I'd still pop in and give it a try though, because I inherently like the idea of pitting gods against each other. I read Record of Ragnarok.
You read, not currently. But, and then it's like, but all my pretty skins.
Well, to be fair, that's a lot of money.
They're giving me a fucking boatload of gems for when I come into. I already shared my info with the cloud when you go in and hit all of it. So the first time I log into Smite 2, I'm gonna get every Smite gem I've ever spent ever back to me.
And you're gonna cry.
Yeah, when I look at the total and be like, oh Jesus. But then they're used as 50% off vouchers though. So I'd still have to then buy 50% of the new content.
So, in other words, to spend all those gems, you'd have to you're double it, in a way. My brain's not working.
1.5
right?
it.
Yeah, 1.5 it.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. You could at least let me use it to roll in chests.
Something.
I'll do that. So I don't have to spend more money.
Hopefully they'll rethink that last part.
Maybe. Or just hoard them until they rethink that last part. But they said they're going to try and, they keep saying that, they're going to keep Smite 1 open and running. And I'm like, yeah, for maybe a year until you realize that none of your people are playing Smite 1 anymore, so you never...
Or the other way around. You keep Smite 2 open for a year and nobody ends up playing that because they're so highly invested in all the shit they already have in Smite 1.
I am so in the minority for that. Every single Smite person I've seen on actual Smite player I've seen on social media are all amped for Smite 2.
I'm sure they are, but we'll see once it launches. And every live service, it launches badly.
Especially with Hi-Rez and how they are.
Mm-hmm. I played their 3D Smash Brothers game.
Is that what called again? Is it Paladins Hi-Rez too?
Yeah, it is. And that is also oh man. I have a perfect analogy, but I don't know the word for it. It's like a water tower held together with duct tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Video games, man. So many of them. And like you said, which is good because I'm trying to cut back on them. Anyway. So I can have more time to do whatever the fuck I want.
I'm fucked. Not only are all my the live services I'm excited for all in this month, next month, and the month after, but also all the indie games I've been waiting for popping up with news here and there. It's like Slay the Spire 2 news, Hades 2 news, not Silksong news.
I have Snowblind 14 expansion, maybe Black Myth Wukong later in the year, and that's it.
God, I just want to Slay the Spire 2 now. That's all I want.
I feel like there's another one when I was just thinking about that, but it might be one more game that I'm just not remembering at the moment. Oh, yes.
Black Myth Wukong?
I just mentioned that.
Okay.
YS.
Oh,
10 Nordic.
Yeah.
It's already out in Japan, but its Western release is coming later this year, I believe. So I'll definitely play that because I like those games. I like that game. So, another game I have on my system that I haven't beat yet too is one of the Star Oceans.
Nice.
I forget which one. It's the newest Star Ocean game.
Yeah,
but I'm
what order they're in.
So not very far into it at all, like all of the other games. But Tactica, I haven't beaten the first palace, world, castle, whatever you want to call it. But it you know how PlayStation will sometimes say your X amount of progress in. It says I'm 50% through, and I'm so in the early game of
I
a
bet
Persona
it means
game.
the first chapter.
It gotta be. But maybe no, because I feel like I'm towards the end of the first chapter. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Because then you look at Persona 3 Reload, and I'm 50... I haven't played it again since, but I'm still 56, 57 hours into it, and it says 38% complete. It's oh. Okay.
I don't know how to determine that.
It's a Persona game, so I get it. I still haven't even taken my second finals yet. Or no, I think I just did take them. But I'm not very far in that. I'm still missing a fucking character on the team, so...
Oh, that's the one I forgot. Risk of Rain news came out, so yeah.
Nice. As in another content drop or something?
Yeah, there's a free update coming and a DLC coming.
Nice.
No, it's been showing off more and more. I feel like that one's going to be soon, possibly by the end of the year, but late in the year soon. But that's me shooting a guess.
But at the same time, I mean, June is video game season, so that's when all the big games are going to... So I'm sure there's going to be something in there that I'm ooh, I want to play that. Ooh, I want to play that. Ooh, I want to play that. But we'll see what happens.
Doing my Risk of Rain, it's about to get harder dance.
And I haven't decided if I'm actually even going to play the Elden Ring DLC yet.
Why?
Because I'd have to re-download the whole game and then delete shit to play it. I didn't play the Ragnarok DLC.
Yeah, that's
and
fair. But it's Elden Ring.
Yeah. But
you got to see Miyazaki's masterpiece of a swamp.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have seen it. Fucking Kaled.
Oh no, this way he felt extra inspired.
Sure. Sure thing, bud. Bigger Kaled.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be playing it because I still need to actually
beat it.
Yeah.
You're not that far though. If where you said you climbed up the mountainside that's over there.
Yeah, but I did have a shock of God moment because I fought a Godskin apostle and I can't beat the fucking thing. So I'm sitting here I know Godskin duo. I know what it is.
That fight sucks.
It's all I've heard is it sucks. I can't fight the one mage half of it.
See, this is another reason that I don't quote-unquote want to play the Elden Ring DLC because I'm going to play it and then I'm going to want to replay it for the one fucking trophy that I missed on my first playthrough. Technically, too, because the two alternate endings. If I made a separate save file, I could have gotten... You can get two in one playthrough.
Yeah.
Because you can just...
You have get all the runes and then save before you actually use them.
Yeah, because then you can choose to use the runes in the standard Elden Lord one or...
Yeah, trust me, I've looked up everything. I haven't beaten it, but I've looked up all the things.
But then, like, so I'd have to replay it, go all the way through, fight that one boss, get that trophy, and then make sure to go through the burning of the L tree ending. And that's like a whole quest line that you have to go through to get the bad ending.
Yeah, that's the Frenzy Flame one, right? So
yeah.
It's the Dung Eater.
Yeah.
Yeah, which also sounds like a pain in the ass. But I haven't met the man yet.
I have. A few times. You might have had the opportunity. He's in the, whatever that round table hold is. That's where you first meet the Dung Eater dude.
I definitely haven't yet.
You just don't know. He doesn't say that's his name yet. But you can tell by looking at him. It's like, yes, you.
Yeah, I don't think
covered in dung. And grossness. And filth and flies everywhere.
I like how he's just like, yeah, we'll fix the world, but also just curse everybody.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great game, but I don't know if I got that kind of time right now. Maybe I'll revisit, because I didn't even know it was out. The fucking did another DLC. All these fucking DLCs that they're dropping on me. Tales of Arise dropped a DLC.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, I platinumed to that game, so I kind of feel obligated to get it. But same thing, I'd have to re-download the game and the DLC to play that part of it. So maybe get same thing someday. And Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I kind of want to play it just because of how long I waited to play the game, but it's kind of different than what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be closer to Tales of Arise, not just a 15-hour story game and then an arena boss rush.
Yeah.
Which is what it seems to be. So
I have too many to finish. If I ever finish Elden Ring, I'm going back to the other FromSoft games that I own and haven't beaten. Namely Bloodborne and Sekiro.
You've tried to beat Bloodborne so many times too.
The last time I played
that many a times.
The last time I played it, I got the farthest I've ever been though. I beat the first boss, beat the second boss one try, and I'm on a third boss.
I feel like that is very early into the game.
It is. It sure is. First boss was a bitch, though. But it is absolutely very early in the game. Like, I'm in a part where it's like either I fight this boss in the church here that heals itself.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, fun. Or if I go to this area... Anywhere I walk, there's a guy in a clock tower with a Gatling gun shooting at me, and you have to like take cover. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot his guns in that one.
Yeah, there sure is. Gotta love it.
So as of right now, there's 3 games for me for the year. June will change that, I'm sure. Oh, actually though. Vindictus looks pretty good, but actually I think I did see a PS5 on that. Don't know. It's you've definitely seen memes about it. You just don't know you have.
Is it the?
Yes.
Yeah.
Asmongo's playing, but I've seen like gameplay of it. I'm like, this is fire. This looks so good. But I've added it to my wish list on Steam. Just so I remember it's there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it doesn't even have a release date yet. It's to be announced type shit.
Speaking of other games we have there to be announced, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
No, yeah. But that's not like
you're playing that when that shit drops. Don't even lie to me.
I wish it was just called Tenkaichi 4 though.
Oh, that's the localization name. We spit on that. I'm joking.
Probably is. So I'm pretty sure Budokai is also the localization term.
Is.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think they're all called Sparking.
Well, we bet to find out. Oh god, couldn't give me the English translation of Boros Zetto Shuri. Oh, wow, it was 2005 is when this game came out?
4 years after iTunes.
Huh. Yeah, whatever this means. I'm good.
Yeah, because I'm definitely getting that when that drops.
Oh, yeah, me too. I forgot about it, to be honest with you.
I know you did.
It's okay, though.
This still doesn't have a release date, though.
Can you just not give me a definition? I'm just going to type meaning then after. It's just not working. Oh, we got this one. Oh, it just means letter Z spelled out. It just isn't working.
It's not happening. You get it. Sparking.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Sparking Z. We're just going to go with that. But, yeah.
That's a... Oh,
even worse translation, yeah.
That is a wild spread of translations. That's not the language you thought it was.
No. Balls. So, okay, whatever. It's not working for me. I don't know.
Not at all.
It's okay. We'll abandon that topic. There are 2 manga we haven't talked about yet.
I know. At least 2.
KaguraBachi and Astro Baby.
There's more. There's way more. 4. There's 4 we haven't talked about.
What are the other ones?
Those were not even the 2 that I was thinking. Actually, no. 3. No. Those weren't the 2 I was thinking at all. Nope. Shojo Null and Sakamoto Days.
Yeah. Because the Spy Family had a point chapter that was actually so cute. It was actually Bond.
Cute, yeah.
I was going to skim through it, but then I was like, yeah, I'm going to read it. And
it got me a little misty-eyed at the end when he gave the penguin a little kiss.
Give him the fish. I love how the door was locked, and they're like, and then Anya's room smelled of fish for 3 weeks.
A little misty-eyed.
I tried several times to read Shojo Null, and I did not read it.
You didn't read it?
I skimmed through it.
It was...
I know that the chapter is about the origin of Gijin.
It sure is.
That's as far as I can tell of what happened.
That's what happened. It's the origin of Gijin, all right.
I couldn't tell you how, though, because, like I said, I skimmed through and flipped through some pages. And I was like, is it going to get interesting? Who are these characters? Do I have to read this?
His nightmare sequence is actually pretty creepy, but that was about it. I'll wait for you to read that one.
Excuse me.
I have a pretty burning question to that one.
To the what?
To
Shojo Null?
Yeah.
Oh. What is the question?
Oh, it's just he was like working on his like wife's degenerative brain disease when the government comes in. They're like, we need organic computers for our fighter jets, and he makes full on organic brains from like the stem cells he's working on. I'm sitting here. If you could make the entire brain, why couldn't you fix her degenerative brain disease then?
Yeah, that makes total sense. If you can like build a brain from scratch, just build the pieces that she's
what
missing.
Was stopping you? Like what? Because the government's just like, you're doing this, and we'll give you the funding, but we're also just making you do this.
So maybe it's just the memories he was trying to keep, but.
The moment he was successful in making the brains, I sat here and be like, why is she still
not fixed?
Yeah. Though they remind me of the brains themselves. They remind me, God, I can't remember. It's not Mars Attacks. It's another one. The one with Roddy Piper in it. They Come.
What are we talking about?
It's a movie.
It's like all I think about is the Devin Townsend song "Poozers," which is a bunch of floating brains in the music video.
The brains remind me of the aliens from a movie.
They were also aliens in March of the Poozers from Devin Townsend.
Oh, They Live. Motherfucker.
Mother trucker.
Oh, I was... Remember that wrongly.
Oh, that's just not what was in that movie?
No. I mean, it was aliens, but they didn't look anything like I thought they would.
Whatever. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, wait, is that the... I think I know that movie. I don't think I've watched it.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, the dude puts glasses on and he can see them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see through, like, their propaganda where it's like, a soda thing, and it'll just be like, consume, when he puts the
glasses on. He gets in a
on.
fight with some dude, and he's just like, no, dude, seriously, just put these glasses on and look at them.
That's Roddy Piper from the WWE.
Yes. Yeah. Facebook showed me.
But yeah, the aliens,
for whatever reason.
the brains have eyeballs.
All right, then.
So the eyeballs kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, it's just like... So the Gijin were made to be like artificial intelligence for planes. Why it had to be in the form of an organic brain, who fucking knows?
Could just make a computer chip.
Literally.
But whatever.
I like how that chapter opens up to it, just America. It was an American Civil War that divided America between the Federalists and the... Oh, fuck. What did they call the other faction? As the Federalists and the Independents. That's what it was.
Now I don't have to read the chapter.
Yeah. It was all to set up that they had like AI planes that were going berserk after the war ended. I was like, this is a really long stretch just to make these planes like...
Brain planes.
I feel like we could have done this so much easier. Couldn't just like one PMC make these planes and they went berserk or something? Like, why do we have to go through an entire American schism?
Good question. You know, it's not hard to digest though. This KaguraBachi chapter.
No.
It was lit.
It was fire. Sadly, I saw panels from it before I read it.
I did not. Had zero spoilers this week.
Like the best panels.
I mean, also at the same time, not much really. I
No,
mean,
it's just Hyuki and him coming face to face again in the most badass way possible. Though, again, he has that cinematic grasp.
Yeah,
where it's Hyuki blasting through the crowd, and then Chihiro blasting through before they meet up.
Once again, though, it's like bringing up the age-old question: why did Rokihira have all 7 of them, but you're not cool with anyone else carrying them?
I think you're right that they weren't cool with him having them in the first place. I do love this one panel, though, that he was thinking so hard that it reopened his head wound.
Yeah.
He's like, alright, fuck it. We're destroying everything. Fuck, I don't want to think anymore.
Yeah, I don't see the Kaminari walking out with N10 or the other one. I think Chihiro leaves. I think Chihiro leaves with both of them.
I sure hope so. I want my boy to win. I don't need it to be any more complicated than that. Chihiro looks badass while he's winning, so just keep Chihiro winning.
They also sprinkled more badassness of the Shinuichi.
Yeah.
We can't you know, have any idea what that thing's capable? I was like, yes, please tell me.
I was really hoping the page flip and it would just tell me.
Yeah, nope. Or like a picture of its capabilities, and then nope.
Nothing.
Damn it.
Baited. Textbook baited.
Yep. It's like, I'm sure one of the swords is probably like fire-based of the 7, because you got a lightning sword.
Yeah, so. Well, it's lightning, water, and something else.
You're right.
So I'm wondering, both N10 and Cloud Goucher have like 3 modes, but I'm guessing they won't all be that way. But that's also a guess.
We need to see more from another one.
Yeah.
But the only way that happens is if this shadow organization somehow kills the dudes that are in the protection of the Kaminari, which honestly the Kaminari have not really shown the greatest showing.
I would almost bet that they're going to be the ones to kill the person that they're in possession of.
Well, because they can't kill the current possessors of the swords, because then that makes the swords usable when they don't possess the sword.
But if they get their hands on Shinuichi, I'd almost...
100% they're killing that dude.
Yeah.
1,000,000% on the spot. They're like, okay, goodbye.
That or they're using that dude, but it's going to be one or the other. There's no third option.
They would 100% kill him and put the sword in the hands of someone that they could 100% control.
Yeah.
So
that's why I wondered, because these are still veterans and war heroes. They could be loyal.
Could be. Some of them, yeah.
I mean, the one we saw did look miserable, but...
Because it still makes no sense to me that... whoever these people are that stole the swords originally in Chapter 1 gave the most powerful one to this family and then gave the only usable one to somebody, and somehow it got to Shojo. I don't know if they gave it to Shojo or if Shojo took it from whoever had it. Somehow it made it to him.
That part still makes a little sense to me, because you can't give them, for what they wanted, which was like to flesh out opposition, you can't give them an unusable one because it won't start a commotion.
Yeah, so
it'll just be a brick laying in someone's closet.
Unless they don't actually care about the swords, but you think they would if they went through the trouble of going to steal them.
That or they care about one of them. I'm still on that kind of like fix that they could care about one.
Yeah. So what I think could happen at the end of like this mini arc is that this is like a kind of a distraction, and that they're using this to then go assassinate some or all of the previous sword owners for the ones that they currently have.
I like that. Maybe they're raiding the Kamunabi.
Yeah. Because they obviously, Kamunabi is going to send all their top agents to get the Shinuichi.
They literally did.
Yeah. The top agent is there.
Yeah.
And who knows.
And they already lost a bunch of people to Sojo, so.
Mm-hmm. So I think this arc is going to end with some some
finally see the actual villains.
Maybe not see them, but I think some huge game changers are going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially because this family seems to be huge in the black market sphere. Ichiro's about to fuck them all over. I think the storehouse is going to get destroyed. So, he's going to, even if it's just this and not the assassination stuff I'm theorizing about here, even just that's going to shake up the world. Yeah. Like, he just fucked the whole.
And they all know his name.
Yes.
Literally, he barges into the whole audience. It's Chihiro Rokuhiro.
Yeah. So, some shit's going to be going down.
Yeah. KaguraBachi never disappointed.
No.
Yeah, you see it already.
The baby.
I love Astro Baby. I just love it. It's so fucking funny.
Which one is that? Is that chapter 5?
6.
Because I didn't read 5 yet, so I read both today, 5 and 6.
6 and 7.
Okay, 6 and 7. Yes, you're right.
So yes, I went to 6.
Okay, my bad. I had page counts wrong.
It's the man face.
I love when you're going through. Right there, the next.
The page flips are godly.
When he gets the germs from the other baby, and he's like,
Human, you must bring me somewhere without.
I love how over the top these nanny dudes are, ex-Marine soldiers. But I was really getting into all of these characters, and I hate by the end of chapter 7, 3 of them are gone.
Also, is it just me, or is this kid extremely Nazi coded?
Yes. I forgot that he was a Copler.
Yeah.
I thought he was just a suspicious dude again, but...
No, I knew it. That's why I'm like, don't you dare go up to those bars.
Because when he talks to her, I think it's the next page. Yeah, that one. He says, don't pregnant women look delicious? I was like, oh, that's a weird thing to say. And she's not, suspicious. Because I didn't catch on to what he did right away. Oh, yes, the eyes.
Yes. Because I didn't, because when I saw that happen, I'm like, oh, she's fucked. She's taken over. And then I kept reading more, and I went back. I was like, well, how did he do it? And I saw his eye disappear. I'm like, I still don't know how he did it, but that's so wild. Could he do it just through looking at them?
So I didn't know that it was just a Copler ability that they could then take over other people. I thought that was just a baby ability.
Just a baby. Well, it might still be. This is
somewhat
different.
At the end of chapter 7, I think it just confirms that.
Oh yeah, because they were straight up talking, weren't they? Through them. Yeah, you're right.
Because he says Romanoid or whatever he called the baby. But
this is especially where I was like, that's so Nazi coded. That he just feels like he's speaking in German.
Because the pregnant lady was cool, even though we really barely knew her. And the
nanny man,
the nanny dudes, but like so now the pregnant woman and the one nanny dude that because what threw me off was because she was talking like kind of normal afterwards and was suspicious. So it's like it makes sense that she would be suspicious, ex-military, trying to protect the children.
Yeah, I was very happy with her, like, actually questioning.
And then they're like, okay, let's go in private to talk about this. Oh, they're going to talk about her suspicions. I didn't think, she's going to go in there and spread the control to this other guy. Because then I saw it in the next chapter where he kills the dude at the monitor station.
Yeah,
and then she sneaks into the room. Because there was another thing, too, that you notice when he's talking and giving the bath to the baby, the dude's standing outside his room, like, just listening the whole time. But then still somehow confuses and thinks, because he jumps on top of, I forget the main dude's name, to be honest with you.
Billy.
Billy. She jumps on top of him and calls him Romanoid, so I think she thinks that he's the culprit, not the baby.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was a safe assumption that your superior would have taken over the person it's with.
Yeah. Which will most likely be its downfall because it's going after him, not the actual baby. So
not baby. Abby.
So Abby's going to have a chance to...
I'd be like, oh, I could just stand.
I hope Abby doesn't grow up too fast through the series. I kind of like the baby part.
I was kind of like the baby. I didn't think I would.
It's going to be like, I feel like it's a throwback to Beelzebub in the anime.
You know, I can see that. the faces are so
great.
funny.
This is so great. But it was great. So I dig the whole, I mean, it's unfortunate because you get introduced to these cool characters for them to be immediately basically taken out. But I kind of liked the...
It's just such a refreshing setup too.
Yeah, and twists. They're not afraid to just.
It's dark, but not as dark as like your Fujimoto or your even your Dandadan page turns sometimes.
Oh my God, Dandadan. That's right.
Yeah, and Sakamoto. So we had 5.
Fucking poor Zuma.
So that's the one you're going for.
Yeah, I'm going with Dandadan. Because it's this same thing. It's not much.
It's true.
To really talk about.
Well, there is just a bit. Like the whole board game that they've been in is actually like a basket to seal in a ghost.
Yes. Which, as soon as you saw that prison thing, you should have known that because of the seals that are placed on it. I'm still going through the Astro Baby chapter now. And just, honestly, the artwork on faces is just so good.
In general. Yeah.
Even like...
I like Billy's
just the
face.
Chilled face. Like, they're not even expressioned here. They're just kind of just on every page.
And it grounds it in realism.
Yeah, he's so good at drawing faces. Like, the very last page, too. Like, the detail on her face. And even his surprised face at the bottom is just so good.
It grounds me in a realism, too. Like, it makes me feel not that I'm reading like a shonen, that I'm watching like a more of like a dark movie. Mm. That's also hilarious somehow.
But yeah, Dandadan fucking
coming out with the final boss, which is also the ghost that was being sealed inside.
And the video game stuff all disappearing, and they're all trapped in there, quote unquote, for now. But
this is a freaky looking one.
That artwork at the very end on Zuma when he gave in to his despair.
It's the fairy tale card. He's the worst.
Poor Okran too. He always has to fight all the dudes, like all the potential dude friends. Like he had to fight the Evil Eye. He had to fucking fight. Now he's got to fight Zuma. But it's all right. Okran's gonna win. So. Okay.
This also random, incredibly sad backstory for one of these kids too.
Oh yeah, the bullied in the bathroom with the dude
with the teacher seeing him and not doing anything. Like for like literally just half a page's worth of backstory, I immediately felt awful for you. Like,
well, I mean, this is like the perfect villain to inject into this situation where it's honestly just a bunch of I don't want to say societal rejects, but I mean that's outcasts. Kind of what they're outcasts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That all have some kind of trauma for this yokai to feed on to turn them to his side or her side.
Speaking of the Dandadan page flip, going from him getting hit to him looking at the yokai.
Oh yeah,
I love it. Him and Fujimoto love to do it. That all white into that deep black.
Yes. And just another example of Tatsu words. His superiority.
Tatsu.
Yes, Tatsu.
Yukinobu Tatsu.
His superiority in all forms of art. So good. So detailed.
Speaking of Fujimoto, though, did you see the trailer for Look Back?
Yeah, you shared it to me.
Did I share it to you?
Yeah, you sent it to me. Or did I send it to you? One or the other. Yeah, but I watched it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I saw it for the first time today.
Yeah, it's his one-shot that's getting animated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a really nice trailer. I just
watched because we talked about it because you were saying you were thankful that it's not the one that you own.
That's why I don't think I actually watched the trailer at that point. I just knew it was coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely shared it to you because I saw it out of nowhere too. I just opened Twitter or something and the trailer was there and I was like, oh shit.
Looks real good.
Only hearing about this now and it's being released soon. What the hell?
I'm excited because it's literally just like a real life story, just about like two artists.
Yeah?
Yeah, like...
I know nothing about it other than what was in that trailer.
I know too much about it. But it's nothing fantastical. It's literally about two artists, like two kids.
I mean, it's one shot, so was it a movie?
Yeah.
Nice.
Looks real good.
I'll check it out.
Very diametrically opposite to here's Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man, and then there's Look Back and Goodnight Airy. These two are literally just like real life tearjerker stories. These two are fantastical violence and silliness.
Speaking of one shots, I read the F Ken or whatever.
Fucking
the F dash Ken that I told you about last time. But yeah, fuck Ken. Yeah, fucking.
How is it?
It's about fucking.
I'm glad.
Kind of. More fetishes, but she's just this cute girl that went into the kendo club and they always just lose, and then she like draws out fetishes from them to turn them into basically demon spawns that
she
now
like Freud's them into...
Yeah, so there's this dude that's like super obsessed with hair. So that's like where he hyper focuses in his matches, is attacking their heads. Another dude hyper focus like wrists, so he only attacks the wrists. But then the main dude, like the captain, is like,
he vanilla?
He just doesn't have. He's not swayed by her which ways, as he calls them.
So he's either vanilla or has a dark, deeper secret.
I think it was more just he has like a. They kind of explain it, but I took it more as like wants to be a hero or something, because she gets like attacked by some jealous girl from it, gets like her, my big brother who's also a kendo dude, to like attack her outside school, and this dude sees it and he goes over there and he fights him off, and then they go to national championships, and then it ends, and I'm just like, okay, it was all right.
It sounds all right.
It was 45 pages of just okay. I read that. Could have read something else, but I read it. I was surprised it was on the app.
Sometimes you got to eat a little mid to appreciate the good.
Yeah. I'll check out that new.
Yeah, I plan to too. From the
Astro
Royale.
Another Astro
I know. I'm actually very angry that they did that.
It's awesome. I'm surprised you even care about it, because it's another supernatural.
I know. I'm already skeptical because I also don't really like the style that much, but it's from the author of Tokyo Revengers, so I'm like, I want to give it a shot.
Totally, too, because you can see it with the Yakuza elements in the first 6 pages that I did read.
All of his mangas, apparently. But apparently it's because he was in a gang growing up or something. Oh. Or at least close to that life
experiences.
Oh. So it's like, I want to give it a try, but I don't love the look of it. And I don't like that you're also Astro. Don't you dare take even a single pair of eyes away from Astro Baby.
Astro Baby's awesome.
Astro Baby's fire. Stan Astro Baby in this house. And save Sakamoto for next week.
Yeah, maybe too if we have the time, read some more, because honestly, there's not much in those 3 chapters that is like crazy.
But they were good. But we'll leave it at that.
There's some good moments in it. I was gonna say, hopefully next week. Probably not, because it's fucking gay. But hopefully JJK makes some forward progress with this shit.
We had an extra week.
Yeah, because it was break week. So I want to start seeing Sukuna's downfall.
You mean rise?
Sukuna's gonna win, and it was truly
you mean he's gonna do the merger. Yeah. Gonna merger, and then they're gonna be fighting it like La Lung, punching at his ankles.
Nah, Gojo's gonna come in as just a torso in a wheelchair.
Purple.
But I think that's good.
Yeah.
Until next week. Dukes and Weedom 59. Take care.